Okay, what's up, everybody? In today's bagpipe lesson, we're going to learn a great little 4/4 march called Robin Adair. Not too hard of a tune, and I'll tell you what the best thing I think about this tune is. It's a great tune for beginner bagpipes to tune their pipes. And the reason is the first two bars of this tune, you play A, B, C, D, E, F. All right. So you're playing 90% of the scale in the first two bars. All right. So it's a great tune to tune your pipes. All right. And that's the reason I think most beginner bagpipers should learn to play it. Okay. It's also a lot of pipe bands play it. They play it with row entry, all right, which is another popular and good 4/4 march that you should learn as well. So all in all, it's a really nice little 4/4 traditional march that most pipers know how to play. And if you're a beginner bagpiper, which I assume you are, if you're watching this video, you should learn as well. All right. And since I assume again you're a beginner bagpiper, it would be great if you could check out the Highland Bagpipe Academy. Okay, which is highlandbagpipe.com. There you'll find a beginner bagpipe course, all right, which is 100% free. There's also a free tune book there that has this tune in it. Okay. You'll see the webpage, which is the description down below, but it's just highlandbagpipe.com. Okay. There's also a full course there as well that you can sign up for. And yeah, so check all that out. But for now, let's begin learning this tune with the A phrase. Okay, this A phrase, not too difficult, right? We just hold that first A for 2 beats, B, C, and then when we play that C, we got to make sure that that D grace note is nice and clean, right? Okay, make sure that D grace note is nice and clean. And then the D throw, and then you hold that F for 2 beats. Okay. Now, if you're a real beginner, you can play this super, super, super slow if you want. Okay. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to play it slightly faster than that. This video also appeals to people who are kind of novice and beginners, but you can play it really, really slow, okay, with a metronome. So let's give it a try. I'll do it pretty slow. Remember to give that that D grace note onto the C. Make sure to keep that nice and clean. And that's really the hardest thing, I think, in this first bar, or in this first phrase. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, remember to hold that first A for 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, pretty good, right? Again, play those throws at your own kind of your own tempo, I guess. However you feel that you should play, right? If you're a more novice player, if you're a beginner, all right, slow them right down. And again, watch out for that that D grace note going up to C. I've taught this tune to a lot of beginners, and that seems to be where they all get hung up on. They don't play that cleanly. Okay, so watch that. And again, when you're working on this on your own, use a metronome like always. And let's move on to the B phrase. With this B phrase, I think the main thing you have to watch for is to not have any kind of like crossing noises when you go from the low A up to the D, and from the B up to the D, and from the C up to the E. Okay? I'll show you what I mean. Cleanly, it would sound like this. If you have crossing noises in there, it might sound something like this. All right, you can hear the difference. It just means that you're playing kind of notes that aren't, if I do it slowly, it would sound like this badly, okay? Okay, that's what you don't want. All right, you want it to be nice and clean. Okay, so just make sure that you're playing like that. Okay, if you're not sure, if you're like, I can't really tell if I'm playing like that, I can't tell if I'm having those little notes that don't sound good or not, record yourself playing. All right. It's very telling when you record yourself playing. All right. Everybody hates recording themselves playing because you never sound as good as you hope you do. All right. But it's very, very good to do. All right. Most really good players end up recording themselves playing so you can hear what you need to work on. Okay. So if you're not sure if you're having problems with that phrase, record yourself and you'll know. All right, you'll be able to hear if it sounds the way it should or not. Okay, and that holds true with all bagpipe music. All right, or if you're learning any kind of music, to be honest, record yourself playing, and it's very telling to know if you're playing something well or not. But it is very painful at the same time. Okay, but it's definitely a good thing to do. All right, so let's try to play it really slowly. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. Okay. Again, not too hard of a phrase as long as you don't have problems with your crossing noises. If you do, or you think you might, record yourself playing and you'll know. All right. Again, use a metronome to make sure you're not bouncing off those short notes too fast as well. Okay. All right. That's the B phrase. Let's move on to the C phrase. All right. The C phrase, I believe, is actually probably the easiest phrase in the tune. All right. As long as you can play a decent burl. All right. So, it's just like this. All right, you just hold that F for 2 beats. Da, 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 dee, dum, dum. All right. Yeah, it's not too hard. Make sure when you're playing your high A doubling or high A throw or whatever you call that, make sure you play that a little open. All right, you don't want it. You want to make sure you actually hear your thumb hit the note. All right, you don't want to go. You don't want to make it too tight. Okay, you just want to make sure you actually hear the grace note. All right, and then as soon as your fingers come down on the chanter to play the low A, a nice big burl, okay? So, again, it's just... Okay? Try it with me, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's basically it. Okay, so as long as you can play that high A doubling, make sure that you actually get the grace note in there, right? Don't rush it, and don't rush the burl either. All right. All right, take your time with both of those. All right. That's the C phrase. All right, it shouldn't be too hard. All right. Now let's move on to the D phrase. All right, with this D phrase, I feel like there's two problems that beginners have. One is that they don't hit that first E grace note. All right, they don't hit this. All right, they don't hit that note. All right, so make sure that you get that finger down. All right. The next thing that they have problems with is playing that high A grace note, or the thumb grace note, some people call it. All right, make sure you, when you go from that high G to the F, all right, that you get that grace note in there. Okay. And that's really it. Okay. The second bar is pretty easy. It's just, all right. So watch for those two things. All right. So let's try it on the count of 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, not too bad, but again, the high A grace note and the E grace note might be a bit of an issue for you. If they are, again, slow it right down. All right. All right, there's no problem in slowing your metronome way down. All right, slow it way down, and then speed it up one beat at a time to get it up to speed. Okay, that's the way to do it if you're having problems. Okay, all right, that's the D phrase. Let's move on to the final phrase, the E phrase. In this E phrase, nothing is jumping out at me as incredibly difficult. I would just make sure when playing that high A doubling to make sure that the high A and the G, are, separated. All right, so you can hear the doubling. All right, a lot of people muddle it up too much. All right, you want to actually hear more than one note there. Okay. Other than that, I think you just need to play it slow, and I think you should be fine. Okay. So it's just da 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 dee da 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 dee. Okay, but we'll do it really slow. All right. It's just. Okay, let's do it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, not too bad, right? With the high G strike on the C, I have it on a C. A lot of people probably have a full strike. You can probably do it either way. I like it on the C. You can play a full one if you want. I don't think it matters. You can go if you prefer, okay? It doesn't matter. What does matter is you make sure when you're playing that, all right, that high A grace note is kind of on the offbeat. All right, da da. All right, that's important. A lot of people I feel like want to go. You want it. It's on the offbeat. Okay, so just you might get kind of caught up there at the very start. Okay, so just kind of watch for that. Yeah, that's the E phrase. So slow it right down, and you should be absolutely fine. All right, that's Robin Adair. Again, nice little tune, great for tuning. Goes great with Rowan Tree. And nice little traditional 4/4 march. If you enjoyed that lesson of Robin Adair, I'd really love it if you could give this lesson a like, subscribe to the channel, do all that sort of stuff. All that stuff really helps out the channel a lot. Really keeps me putting these videos up there and shows that people actually are watching them, I guess. Also, please check out highlandbagpipe.com. There you can get the free beginner course, the free tune book that Robin Adair is in, and you can also check out the full course as well. All right, thank you so much for tuning in.